Victoriah Bech, and you're watching Industry Talk.
Don't please my ear, just touch me here without hesitation. Make it amazing, I'll blow your mind. Hey boy, I know that you want it. Softer than silk, get lost in my wonderland. My wonderland. Come see how this feels. Do you think that you can handle it? Can you handle it? Boy, you can slide in. Wanna take you to my wonderland.
Okay, Miss Victoria, thank you for being on my show, Industry Talk.
Of course.
That's a real pleasure, all the way from Denmark, right?
All the way from Denmark.
When they told me that, I knew you were going to be hot. I was in choir in high school with a girl from Denmark. And although I knew I was like secretly gay, I was like, why is she so freaking hot? She's always in school like with stilettos and she looks really good. So obviously it's a thing in Denmark to look this good.
Yeah, we have a lot of pretty girls in Denmark.
I see.
Definitely.
Okay, so we're going to start with my questions. It's almost like 20 questions. We'll make it fun though. And okay, so my intel, you just released your first U.S. music video and single on the 19th of January.
Yes, Wonderland.
I actually saw the video. It was
Oh,
really
you
hot.
did? Did you like it?
Yes, and the I was like, she is slaying. I was all like, come on, new Brittany.
It was super, super cold and like it was so windy at times. Like I was in like 7 inches and like the wind just took me and I was like falling on the ground. There was like raccoons and coyotes and like it was not a fun experience.
That's kind of scary, but you know what though, for viewers, sometimes it looks so glitz and glamoury on camera, but they don't understand sometimes you can be on set for hours, hungry, and obviously with the lions, tigers, and bears in the desert, freezing.
It was like, I think that we shot for like 10 hours straight at night, and everyone was sitting in the cars and with jackets, and I'm out there in my Victoria's Secret lingerie. I'm like shaking in between like shoots, and I'm like, ah.
In my head, I would have just been cursing somebody else. Why?
But it was my idea, so I couldn't really.
Yeah, right? You're like, why did I think of this?
Right.
It's gonna be hot though. It's gonna be hot. Okay, tell the viewers how you got your start in the entertainment business. Is this something you've always wanted to do, or something that just kind of happened?
Well, I started when I was 2 years old. My mom set me up for dance classes and stuff, and then when I was 8, I turned professional with dancing, and I started traveling everywhere, doing competitions and like fashion shows, commercials, concerts, and all this stuff. And then I started singing when I was around 15, and then it just kind of like took off.
Wow.
And I started I have my own TV show when I was 12.
So you've been doing this for some years, over probably, how old are you?
I'm 24.
So over a decade, like, you know, plus 2.
Like, this is who I am, this is what I do. I don't know any other world. I don't like,
I love
like
that.
this is,
perfect.
I was
This is
born
who
to
you
perform.
are. Yes, I love that. Oh wow. So one thing I try to express the importance of being multifaceted, and you obviously have that. You're a dancer, you're a singer, you've been on television, you have an apparel line. Like, how do you do all of this?
I mean, I think it's just, like, I love doing all of it, so I don't see it as, like, work or, like, it's just something I love to do. I'm creative, I always think of new ideas, and it's just, everything kind of comes together, and I think it's so important today that as an artist that you build an empire, you build a brand, and you can't just do music, and I love doing all of it, and I think it shows who I am as a person, and I want to share that with like my fans and people who watch me and stuff like that. So I don't see it as like hard. Like I love doing it.
I imagine that her mother always said, never put all your eggs in one basket, and she's 24. So for all of you guys who read the blogs or you guys comment and you ask me, you ask, how do I do this, how do I do that, or how do you, like, these are the people that, this is why I'm giving you the opportunity to learn from, I call this like the master class. It's Roman's master class with professional people in the industry who do it every day. And at 24 years old, she's got a whole empire, so there should be no excuses on your parts when you guys be hitting me up for questions.
But
Pay attention to Victoria.
But I think also it's very important that like the key things is like discipline and just like keep doing it, keep pushing it, and like keep believing in your own idea, but then discipline. Like people don't really have the discipline to execute their ideas, because a lot of people have good ideas and a lot of people have the intention of doing a lot of things, but very, very little actually go ahead and do it.
That's so true. You know what, in this industry, we hear more no's than we do yeses. And how do you handle criticism, like negative criticism?
I think criticism is part of putting yourself out there, and I don't mind like professional criticism. I think when people online start just throwing up in comments and stuff, that's why I'm like, oh, who cares? Like when I was younger, it really, really affected me, and like I got really sad and I took it very personal, but I kind of just learned that it's not like you can't take it personal, and everyone in the industry has an opinion. It doesn't mean that their opinion is the right one. Like you can make a track and someone can say this is the best thing I've ever heard, and another person can hate it. So I think everyone has an opinion, so you can't really get too, you just kind of have to be like, oh, okay, fine, that's your opinion, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Basically go with your instincts and what your heart is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, to add to that, what single piece of advice would you give someone if they said if they came to you saying, okay, I want to be in the industry, I want to be a dancer or a singer or something, what would you tell them?
I think my advice would be like keep going, and then again discipline. Like discipline is like the key thing in my career, because I grew up as a dancer and it was 25-30 hours of training and rehearsal like every week, and it's about doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's always about perfecting your craft. And I think a lot of people kind of get a little bit lazy and they don't necessarily want to put in all the boring work. And then I think also, even though you haven't made it yet, wake up every morning, make your own schedule, make sure you stay busy, like, because if you just stay in bed or you like sleep in, then you don't really attract that to you, you know?
So what's a day in your life like? Is there dance classes, vocal rehearsal, studio, what's going on in Victoria's life?
A day in my life is probably like, first of all, I take my dogs out to pee in the morning. So I have two little dogs, Albert Einstein and Daisy Duke. So I take them out for a walk, and then I like hit the gym with my trainer, Mario, that I've been working out with for 2-3 years now. And
I like snatch job. You can tell she snatched the guns.
I like got the guns over here. No, like either like I work out with him, or then I have dance classes. I meet with my vocal coach. Like I make sure I blog every day. Nick Cooper. He works with like Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Zendaya, Pia.
So y'all try to do it with Cooper. I only asked so y'all can Google him.
Yeah, he's like the best. Like he's really good with artist development. And he helped develop Sierra back in the day and stuff like that. Yeah, and check out Nika Q, my choreographer. She's the best. Like so good. So I meet a lot with like those two people to keep perfecting my craft, and I just like blog every day, and I try to always like reach out to my fans and respond to their emails and respond to their comments, and either we will like film a YouTube video.
That was really nice. You were doing. Do you sleep?
Sometimes not.
I'm thinking like, oh, blog. I'm like, I can't even do this once a week sometimes. I'm like, wow. Okay.
But I think it's just I keep, even though I don't see the result that I want to see right away, I just keep doing things.
Yeah.
So I don't just slow, like I never slow down.
And the great thing about you being young is that you have decades to keep on doing it and perfect it, and it's great that you have a team. Because it does take a team. You can't just wake up one day and say, I want to sing, but you don't want to go to a vocal class, or I want to dance, but you don't want to go. I've dated people like that. Like, oh, I want to be a dancer. I'm like, what class are you going to?
Exactly.
How do you expect to? I had one friend who told me, I will call you out. I had one friend, he was like, I want to be a celebrity hairstylist. I said, oh, that's cool. Do you do hair? No. I was like, do you know any celebrities? No. I'm like, aren't you an international business major? What is going on?
Right.
Okay. So I recently moved to LA a couple months ago. You're from Denmark. Please do the compare and contrast. What do you like? What do you hate about LA?
I think I've traveled so much with like my career growing up, and just with like my mom and my sister, and I think LA is like my favorite city in the world. But there's also a few things that I don't like about it, but it's still where I want to live.
Party.
But I don't really hate traffic. I don't see traffic that much. I don't know.
Girl, do you have a private helicopter or
No,
something?
I think I just don't let it affect me so much. But I think what I really don't like about people, or about LA, is the people. Like, people are really, like,
That's what I'm
unreliable
saying.
and flaky and just filled with excuses, and I don't like that.
No offense to LA people. And you know what? I was talking to an LA friend, like a native, and I said, maybe it's not the people who were born here, but the people who move here and get that LA mentality of this is what I'm supposed to be like.
Yeah.
For all of you LA people, please, like, let's not do the flakiness, let's not do the unrealness, and you don't have to show off in front of me.
Right.
You know, like you try to go on a date, like, yeah, I'm gonna pick you up in my Benz. Okay, why'd you have to name your car?
Right?
If
No,
you're
but
not, it's fine.
Most of the guys in LA, they have, like, they drive a Lambo, but then they have 5 roommates, and they can't pay for valet, and you're like, this doesn't.
I was talking about
What's going on here?
He picked me up in this cute little Mercedes, and he was all like, oh, with my roommate. I'm like, you got a room? Okay,
Like priorities, like.
yeah, he was like, you know, I'm like, is your car no past due? Come on now, like, don't fake the funk. I think that's what I like when people move here with the mentality and the hustle they had where they came from, because we excel a lot better. No offense, LA people. Ooh, a good one I forgot to ask you, okay. Please explain a lipstick feminist, because I'm like a regular feminist, but what's a lipstick feminist?
Okay, so a lipstick feminist is, well, I grew up with a single mom and like my sister, and there was no boys there, no guys, no nothing. So she's obviously like very like feminist and go-getter, and like girls can do it all, and
Amen.
like Spice Girls is like one of my favorite bands, and like the whole girl power thing. But then I kind of got a little bit fed up with, like, feminists always has to be like strong women, we don't need no men, like we can do it all. I'm like, I still like guys, like I like a good eye candy, like like my boyfriend's super hot and I like him a lot, you know. But it's like lipstick feminism is more that you can still be strong and independent, but like, girl, go get your nails done, like wear your lipstick, go get your hair, like it doesn't have to be either or.
I feel like that creates a little bit more confidence.
Exactly,
And
and I think also, like, when I go on a date with my boyfriend, like, yeah, we will go to a very nice restaurant and he's taking me there, but it doesn't mean that I can still pay if I wanted to, you know? But it's not, like, just because I sit with my credit card doesn't mean he doesn't have to open the door for me. Like, I'm a feminist, but open the damn door. Like,
yeah,
I'll stay in there until you open it.
I have traditional values.
You
I'll
know?
stand there and like, you're not gonna open the door? And like, although I do pull out my card, and then they'll be like, no, put it back. And I'm like, okay, well, I tried. I mean,
exactly.
you know, I'm very independent, but
I think,
I like
and right
tradition.
now, like, a lot of girls are very like, I don't need nobody to help me out. Like, I'm like, chill. It's just like, you know, like girls are like, or feminists now are very like, I don't need nothing. Like, I got it. I'm like, chill out. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Still, let a man treat you. Let a man take you out. And you don't have, just because you're independent and you don't need anything doesn't mean you don't have to look cute. And even with like my cover shoot, it's like I'm basically topless, but it doesn't make me less of a feminist. And I'm not trying to sell sex. I'm selling the whole idea and the concept that goes with the video. And that to me is as strong and powerful as if I was fully dressed. You know what I mean?
I really like how you touch base on that. Like, you know, just because you do have, like, do certain shoots, or, you know, there is always a concept when we do these things. So that she was, you know, they're like, no, I'm not selling sex, but there's a story.
Exactly, because I was, like, approached by Playboy twice. First when I was 18 and then, like, a couple years ago. And I was like, I don't really get the idea. Like, I'm just being naked to be naked. Like,
Playboy was
I was like, but you know what I mean? I was like, why would, like, I don't get, like, there's no purpose of why I'm taking off my clothes.
Yeah.
Basically, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not for that. Like, that's not who I am as an artist.
Great thing about music is that it will strip you from the inside out. That's what I feel like. So sometimes you actually do want to express that in the way that you shoot your photos or optics. Like, I always do a shoot and I'm like, there has to be a story.
Yeah, it has
so
to be a
that
concept.
somebody can actually get it. Maybe
And
not everybody, but somebody's going to get it.
Yeah, the smart people's going to get it, and the rest, it's fine.
Yes. And you know what? What she said about being cute and having a man, women, there are 3 men to a girl. No, there are 3 women to 1 man. half of them are gay, the other half are in jail, so it's pretty much slim pickings. So you can decide if you want to be cute or not and get yourself a man. Or you can become a lesbian. I have nothing against lesbianism. But just, I mean, you can get some toys too. I can give you a coupon or something to Hustlers. I don't know, but you might be single.
Okay.
That was a good point though. Some people forget that. They're like, wait, while I'm being so independent, I'm scaring off this man. And one thing I learned about LA men is they're not compared to New York guys, they get emasculated really quickly by strong, dominant people. So sometimes it's okay to be a little more reserved because you can still get what you want.
Yeah.
And just being subtle.
You always have to make them think that they're making the decisions and they're taking care of it. And you're like, no, you didn't really make that decision, but it's okay.
I don't even let you decide what you get to wear. I'm like, oh my God, I saw this. It's so, you look so handsome in this.
Right.
You're like, really? I'm like, you look sexy.
Like, that's what I did when, like, my boyfriend, he moved, and he had, like, a few items in his closet that was, like, just a no. I was like, oh, I hate this. And I just make sure that we didn't pack that when he moved.
Is he from America or is he from another country? Victoria, who's your favorite music artist?
My favorite music artist is, of course, Janet Jackson.
She's on tour right now. Did you go see her?
No, I didn't, because nobody wanted to go with me.
Oh, that's rude, people. That is, look at her. Not wrong. What's your favorite song from her?
I think my favorite song is What About? From, like, her old stuff, where she's, like, singing about being abused and her husband and all that stuff. And I love the, like, performance of it that Tina Landon did. Like, that's my favorite thing. And I watched it last night with some producers, and even yesterday gave me goosebumps. Like, favorite thing.
See, I didn't even know about that song. She's a die-hard fan. I was about to get into some other stuff like Let's Wait a While, Rhythm Nation, and the Damita Joe album, because that was my thing.
I think my favorite tour is like the Roadburn tour.
Oh man.
Yeah, like the old school stuff. Because she's so like sexy and so provocative and so like feminine, but still like strong. You just like yes.
Yeah. Like where did she get?
You know.
Which artist would you least like to meet? I don't want to say hate, but I'll just say like least like to me. Like I just could never have to run into you ever. It would just be you, this person. Me, I would never want to run into Kesha. I just don't understand
I don't like Kesha either.
I just don't understand it.
I don't think that's not talent. Like
you know what's
her producers are so good. Like Dr. Lucas, like that's the reason why she's up here.
I don't know a funny story. Girl, I was driving in the car.
She doesn't even look like an artist. She's just like grandma body.
I tried not to look at her, but I was in the car one time and the song came on the radio. I swear I thought it was a local artist in the town because they would play local artists. Even
her songs are pretty good.
So I'm like, who the hell is Party? Like what, Pete? I'm like, these local artists need to stop trying to be on the radio. And I changed the station. Next thing you know, she's Kesha and she's big, and I'm all like, society has failed us.
I just feel like
ask her where did she see herself in 10 years? Don't kill me. I know, Romy. I'm a Virgo.
So what is your 3 to 5 year plan? Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
In 3 to 5 years, I mean, I'm still doing what I'm doing, and I have more success, and more people know about me in LA or like in America and stuff. But my ultimate goal is like to be like one of the best. Like Britney's old, she needs to retire, we're taking over that whole, like. Girl, I love Britney, but she's getting old. Like she's getting old.
I mean, you don't have the voice to sustain like Patty and Aretha. I mean,
I love Britney though. I'm a diehard Britney fan too.
I mean, I remember being on the back of the school bus, like trying not to, especially being a black girl. I was all like, no, and I'm like, I was going in on the back of that bus. But we ain't supposed to do that. We're supposed to do that. Okay. Victoria, can we expect any upcoming performances? Because I'm waiting to see you get down on that stage.
Right now we are working on like getting out there and performing live and stuff, and I was just talking to some people about maybe going to Asia and doing like a club tour. So that would be kind of cool. And the market is so big out there, and they love a blonde, and
that's
perfect.
True. That's true. Okay, well, you know what, guys, this is Industry Talk with Roman Anthony and Victoriah Bech. Fabulous Victoriah Bech, and we are in association with Bond Media, who is sponsoring this program.